And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. You got the Pokemon Professor here, and today I'm bringing you Week 2 of ICP, the Insanely Competitive Pokemon League. This week, we take on the Archdawn and his The Towering Titans. I felt like an NFL player saying The Ohio State University. But Arch has got a really threatening team. He's got Gouging Fire, Terra Annihilate, Blastoise, Screamtail, Ursaluna Bloodmoon, Thundee, Skarmory, Mukalola, and Inteleon. But before we get into what I expect him to bring, what I'm bringing, yada yada, I do want to say drop a sub, right? We are on our way to 500. Go check out Arch, drop a sub to him, and all the other coaches down below. They're all good people. We got a lot of fun games going on this season, so if you're into competitive Pokemon, by all means, check them out. And remember, this season, I'm trying to go about it a little bit different, taking that more analytical approach. So, by all means, leave some comments down below. Let me know how you feel about the setup, the thought process. Let me know where I'm messing up. Nicely. I still have feelings, but I can take constructive criticism. But alas, looking at the Towering Titans from the Archdawn, threatening team. I expect the Gouging Fire, Annihilate, Blastoise, Screamtail, Skarmory, and then the last spot is kind of a toss-up between the Ursaluna Bloodmoon and the Mukalola. Something bulky like a DD, Gouging Fire, you always have to be ready for. Annihilate, I expect something like Terra Water or Terra Fairy, just a good defensive typing, and something like Spadef Bulk Up to kind of shut down my Grin, Drain Punch, Rage Fist, maybe you rest, or maybe you are Terra Blast, just to kind of provide neutral hits or super effective hits on something you can't normally hit. Blastoise, I think you're going to be AV on that thing. You're going to have spin, flip, could be physical with something like an EQ, or could just be straight up special with like the flip and the rapid spin. Screamtail, I'm expecting booster speed, and you're that annoying Wish, Encore, T-Wave, Set, just a Clericy kind of booster speed to outrun something like my booster speed, Iron Crown. Skarm, whether you're physical, whether you're special, I think you're just going to try to hazard stack. Could run Brave Bird, could run Body Press as well. Could be Roost, but definitely a super effective hit for some of my team. And then the last Mon, Bloodmoon, if you bring it, I think you're going to be Life Orb. I think Earth Power, whatever that crazy vampire Bloodmoon, I think is the name of the attack. Vacuum Wave is really nice, especially with the Grin, the Cyclozar, the stuff like that. And then Mukalola, if you bring it, I expect something like AV. Maybe you are the Poison Touch and just trying to spread status, right? Go for status, get up hazards, force my team to take a lot of chip damage so you can come in with the Annihilate, the Gouging Fire, or the Bloodmoon and just try to clean. So really 6 one way, half a dozen another. I'm going to try to prep for all 7 of those that I mentioned and just hope that I get it right. Hope you don't bring anything crazy on me. So the way I'm looking at it, my WinCon, right? So WinCon this week, WinCon last week, old Jeremiah the Bullfrog. Jeremiah's max speed, max special attack, timid nature, choice scarf, very straightforward. I talked about him bringing booster speed on the Screamtail, and with my choice scarf, I can still outspeed that thing. I can still outspeed something like the +1 on the Gouging Fire, or any other kind of odd scarfer, like a possible Annihilate or a Thundee. Running Protean, and the reason being is hopefully I can lock myself into Surf. I do have to chip down stuff like the Blastoise, the Mukalola, possibly even the Screamtail, right? But if I can do that and I get rid of my Dark type, then I don't have to worry about the Vacuum Wave from the Bloodmoon as much, the Vacuum Wave from my possible Inteleon as much, Drain Punch, all that kind of nonsense. And if I play my cards right, obviously, I have the Dark Pulse, I have an Ice Beam. Maybe it comes down to if I just get one flinch, then I can run away with the game. But I really like Jeremiah as the WinCon this game. Now, to do that, I need some breaking capabilities, both physically and specially, right? I need to be able to wear down certain mons, chip them, and then just click buttons. So one of the breakers I'm bringing this week is going to be Tron. Running the booster energy, and I'm running booster speed, basically enough to outspeed the Gouging Fire whenever I come in, even if you're +1 from booster or a DD, right? Outside of that, as much special attack as I can, and then the rest in HP. I've got the Calm Mind, Tachyon Cutter, Psychic, and Terra Blast, and I'm running Terra Water. Terra Water is just a great neutral defensive Terra type. Granted, you have the Thundy T, so I may not Terra off rip, but Terra Water allows me to hit the Scarm. I don't want to go Terra Electric because Bloodmoon could just be bulky and AV, possibly eat a hit and kill me with Earth Power, and then I'm kind of screwed. +1 Psychic hits the Gouging Fire for a lot of damage. Hits the Blastoise for a lot of damage. If you aren't one of those defensive Terra types on the Annihilate, it KOs that thing, right? Terra Blast Water, talked about it hitting the Scarm, also hits the Muckalola. So between a +1 Psychic, just wearing down an AV Blastoise, and then a +1 Terra Blast Water, wearing down that Muckalola, I'm hoping that kind of puts me in the position to do everything I need to do. But just in case, I talked about another breaker, so I got a beef brisket, bringing Iron Hands in, AV. I am max Spadef, careful, a little bit of speed, trying to speed creep some stuff, and max attack basically. CC, Heavy Slam, Ice Punch, and Thunder Punch. I have got to break with this thing. I need to trade 1 for 1 realistically, whether that one be a Screamtail, catching it with the Heavy Slam, whether it be the Muckalola, the Scarm even, a Blastoise, right? CC just lets me hit everything so hard. I wanted Drain Punch originally, but I felt that because its role here is to break, I'm not trying to get momentum and force switches. I'm trying to force switches, right? I bring this in, I've got the Heavy Slam, I reveal it, I KO the Screamtail. I'm not switching out. I'm just clicking CC because whatever he brings in is going to take a lot of damage. I can't let the Gouging Fire set up DDs, and CC kind of prevents that. So I need Beef Brisket to go 1 for 1. And to do that, I'd like a little bit of chip damage when stuff comes in, namely on the Muck, on the Screamtail, on the Annihilate, the Gouging Fire, the Blastoise. I'm not as worried about the Scarm. So I'm bringing Spikes this week with Bishop Gun. I'm running a good bit of speed, everything to outrun the Thundy T, I guess, and then max attack and the rest in HP. I mean, Ivy Cudgel. If I get a Ivy Cudgel crit on one thing with the switch, that may be the breaking that I need in itself. But realistically, I want it here for the Spikes. I understand that Blastoise can spin, and I'm not bringing a Ghost type this week. I'm not bringing Sableye. But if he goes for the spin, Hornleech, that is what I need to break it, right? I'll trade that spin for the Hornleech because I have other responses that I believe can kind of shut that thing down, or at least just not let it run away just because it's at +1 speed. Ivy Cudgel, it's just so free. Gouging Fire doesn't want to take it. So if I bring this thing in the right situation, I can hopefully get an Ivy Cudgel off and a Spike. U-turn is there as well, just kind of depending, see where we're at. If I bring it in on the Thundy T and I know like you only have one other mon to switch into, maybe the U-turn is realistically the better choice, so something late game can't set up. But hopefully Bishop Gun can get a Spike up here or there and just do the damn thing. So we talked a lot about getting Jeremiah in the right position. I got to be able to take a couple hits, right? I have to take stuff from like the Gouging Fire, the Annihilate. I need to shut those things down. So one of these, and I think a real glue piece this week is going to be Big City Greens, my Wheezing. Full fizz stuff, nothing crazy to it, Black Sludge. I'm running Haze, Pain Split, Toxic, and Flamethrower. Toxic is lovely because I can get a Toxic off on something. Basically, if it's not the Muckalola coming in, I can get a free Toxic off. Chip damage consistently on the Ape, on the Blastoise, on the Gouging, Screamtail even, right? That would just be amazing. Haze is going to be there because you do have a lot of setup threats, whether that be the Screamtail, the Gouging Fire, anything like that. Pain Split just to be bulky and annoying. I've got to wear stuff down. And then the Flamethrower is there specifically for the Scarm. And it's just my defensive wall this week. And I need a Spadef wall as well, which is going to be my Cyclozar, the Undertaker. Rapid Spin, U-Turn, D-Pulse, and Thunderbolt. Max HP, and then I've kind of got a mixed spread to take hits from stuff like a Choice Specs Ursaluna if you like to bring it, but also I don't just straight up die to a Muckalola Drain Punch or something like that. Good coverage. I need spin. I expect Scarm to come and bring hazards, and I don't want Jeremiah to have to come in and go for a move and then come back in and die to a vacuum wave later on just because a spike's up, or rocks and spikes are up, things like that. And like I said, I need to be able to take hits from stuff. That AV Blastoise, I'm expecting, you go for the safe surf or the safe whatever. I can eat an Aura Sphere if I need to, and then go for a T-Bolt on the following turn and die and chip down the Blastoise realistically. So, name of the game this week, get in Jeremiah the Bullfrog in the right situation, break with my mons, and hopefully I can say GG's. So, I will catch you guys in the match. I love you. Hugs and kisses. Bye. Alrighty, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. You got the Pokemon Professor here, and today I'm bringing you week 2 of ICP. This week we take on, I believe it's just Matt's, the Arch. So good luck, have fun. Possible lead for my opponent. I really like Beef Brisket as a lead. They are Terra Steel on the Ape. And I think Beef Brisket does pretty well against everything, truth be told. So, yeah, good luck, have fun. Okay. Bum, 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 bum. That was my getting amped, getting excited. Ironhide. Okay. Do I just take this as Rage Fist possibility damage? Possible U-turn? I think it's a little too early to go for anything. In fact, I'd rather him Terra Steel, truth be told. So I'm going to go into Big City. Maybe that was their response to... They stay in. Maybe that was their response to a possible Ogerpon lead? They get rocks. Kudos. So that's nice. Rocks. Probably not set up then, truth be told. I think I'm okay to go for a flamethrower. Right? I'm gonna go for a toxic. Fire coverage is very natural on this thing. Yeah. You got rocks, you got U-turn. So I'm assuming Scarm, but Fire Blast is just so, or Flamethrower, one of those is so predictable. Maybe that was the play turn 1, but I feel like you try to go for a neutral. Something like a Stoice, something like a Bloodmoon, not necessarily a Screamtail, maybe Gouging, but even that, I don't know. IDK. Okay, I'm cool with that. So Wheezing really shuts down Ape. With him being rocks, being U-turn, I really like that. I am very, very spit off on this. So I go into Big City. Or not Big City, I go into the Undertaker. Gotta see what kind of damage you do. I go for Bloodmoon. 301. Is that a crit? To 11. Holy smokes. And your Life Orb. I don't want to let this go down. I think I go for a Rapid Spin in the hope that you overpredict. You got the Vacuum Wave. Okay, they withdraw. I'm cool with that. I'm very cool with that. Ironhide, is that 8? I think that's okay. Because I go Wheezing. U-turn, I'm assuming. Cut. So I think I'm okay going Undertaker. Okay. So Vacuum Wave definitely KOs. You Calm Mind. I think I go for the Rapid Spin. Yeah. I think it's too early to bust that nut. Is it too early though? I think I'm okay with going this. Hornleech is doing a good bit. I'm gonna go for a Hornleech. You can go for a Vacuum Wave. In which case I get a decent amount of health back. Ivory Cudgel is very, very free. Yeah, he goes for the wave. Okay. But getting rid of that's awesome. I'd love a Spike. You essentially have to go Screamtail or Gouging, depending on your sets. Could go Scarm. Is this Swoop? Scarm, Cudgel isn't doing as much. I don't necessarily want you to sit here and hazard stack me though. I'm gonna go for Cudgel. Surely you would be worried about a taunt. Oh, damn. I should have had taunt. Do I go for another one? I think I get up a layer of my own. Yeah. Cool. And now Thunder Punch is just crazy free. Yeah, Thunder Punch is very, very free. Annihilate. What do you go out into? Ape? Yeah. We get to see what kind of bulk you are. Decent damage. Oh, and we get the paralysis. Hey, lefties. Okay. I think I go for the Heavy Slam. Rage Fist still isn't... I mean, you have to go for a bulk up. But I outspeed. CC could be a move that you go for. But even without the boost, we have one rock, one spike. Still at 3 hit KO, I'm at 365. Okay, he goes through the Rage Fist, he's at 150. Sucker just hits, Sucker just hits. Do I take my damage with the Thunder Punch, pick up a KO? I kind of think so. Yeah, because if you double back out in the Scarm, I don't want you to be something like Helmet. And then take that. Cool. So Ape goes down, which is awesome. He should have speed me with like everything. It's 192. Yeah, he should have speed me with everything. But we force a spike and we force damage, which is awesome. Okay. Booster. Okay. Attack. So I think I just clicked the CC. I can't let you like get a boost off. Yeah, he goes to the EQ. The most you're doing, if I Terror Blast, Psychic's still doing the most. But I can Terror Water. Do you have Outrage? Is this I'm at 298. I'm at 82, so I should even be able to live like max attack, adamant outrage. I think I go for the Psychic and a Terror Blast. Maybe the Calm Mind was a play there? I don't know. I don't think Calm Mind was a play there. Because Blastoise coming in, maybe it was. Yeah, I would have been picking up a KO in theory, possibly. 43.8% chance. We get the Spit After off, which is cool. But I should eat this. Yeah, I'm cool with that. Go for another one. Okay. I still have the Wheezing for the Scream Tail. And it handles a Scarm. I just gotta make sure the Blastoise, huh? Are you speed on this? Yeah. I go for Tachyon Cutter. Okay. I don't think that's the worst. Give me a Spit F drop. You go for a Wish? T-Wave. Okay. Damn, I should have went for the Tachyon Cutter for the, specifically for the Encore. Show your Wish, your T-Wave, Encore, presumably Wish, your D-Gleam. Okay, so to get a Wish off, you have to not go for the Encore. Oh, wow. I guess you don't have it. Okay. D-Gleam, maybe it was Psychic? If you get +2, am I fucked with 285? I think I go Big City Green. Are you Cell Smash? Oh, you spin. No, do I have to go for the haze? $243. I can't let you set up. I go for a haze. He goes for Surf. Damn. I was at 243. Now I'm at 120 something. I'm at 141. I hope I don't die. Ooh, he outsped. Okay. Crit. I'm cool with that. So I go for another pain split. Are you minus speed? The rapid spin did a good bit of damage, but... Okay. Go for another pain split, I think is my best way, because surely you're AV bulky. What does that give me, Scarm? Okay, I'm cool with that. Just go for the flamethrower. Man, if I had pain split there, I would have been perfect. What are these speed ties? Whirlwind maybe? Negative priority? Okay. I go for toxic. I think I haze, because then I outspeed. And maybe I would have get the 3-0. Oh, they're going for the rapid spin. Okay, I respect it. Whew. Okay, real threatening match. That Bloodmoon put me on the back end real early on. I wish I had taunt. Getting... I guess I just go for it. Yeah, I go for the flamethrower. This should KO here. They did a single damage. Whack. 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 He's in torrent. Okay. That makes sense. Okay. Whack. So I think we get the 2-0 here. Having taunt on Cornerstone would have been huge. I can't lie, the paralysis on the incoming ape was very nice, right? Let's say it didn't get the paralysis. He was able to go for a... If he didn't get the paralysis, truth be told, I think I would have went for another Thunder Punch. So I would have gotten another chance to paralyze him, and then a little bit more damage, right? Let me double check here. Okay, so trying to break it down, vastly underprepared for the Bloodmoon. Initial building, I did want Volcarona because I felt like Fiery Dance was such a hard move for my opponent to switch into. I was expecting AV Alolan Muck, very Spadef. I was thinking that was going to be something like a Grim check, something like a check to my crown or something like that, right? Drain Punch, Knock, P-Jab maybe, and some kind of Elemental Punch for coverage. So I'm happy I didn't see that. But instead I saw the Bloodmoon, and that put on a lot of pressure offensively early on. It being Life Orb, and them getting up Rocks turn 1. I feel like those two things combined were just really impressive to put the pressure on my team. It prevented Cyclozar from being able to spin. Everything was good. Taunt would have been a nice bring for the Scarm, but looking at it in the team building, I was thinking I could just U-turn out into something like my, fuck, what was I talking about? My Cyclozar maybe? No. Yeah. No, something like my Iron Hands, that's what it was. I could U-turn out into my iron hands, and then I just applied a lot of offensive pressure because I didn't expect Thundy T to come, right? I had the Ice Punch there, should it, but it allowed me to click CC so free. It allowed me to click the Thunder Punch so free. So them getting up hazards and forcing Cyclozar down early really, really helped their game plan. The Thunder Punch Para, it allowed me to get another hit off on Ape. I think I said a moment ago that Thunder Punch would have done more damage, but I'm wrong. Heavy Slam would have. Did. So that did take my... that took my Iron Hands and gave it a kill, whereas it would have died. And once it died, then that would have been a different play, because I could not have brought in Wheezing. It would have been at like base 150 for the whatever punch. I can't remember exactly if Cornerstone was down already or not at that point. So I still would have been able to go into my Crown, get my booster, and then attack. So it definitely would have been a different game. But I'm content with it. I think Wheezing put in the work. Very happy he wasn't Shell Smash Blastoise as well. Something to keep in mind if we play again. But with that, your Chocolate Starfish moved to 1-1 with a -1 differential. First win of the season, baby. Woo! Amen. So with that, I will catch you guys in the next matchup, week 3. I love you. Make good decisions. And I still love you even when you're bad. Bye.